Hector, welcome to HR Hero Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Yes. Who is Hector and who are you becoming?
Hector is not so young anymore, but a boy from Hammersdale in KZN. I grew up most of my life in KZN, schooled in KZN, was a rugby player, becoming a dad, becoming a businessman, which is something that I've always wanted to do ever since I started this career, was to be a successful businessman owning my own restaurant.
Oh, wow. A rugby player. Can you believe it? Why did you stop rugby?
So basically, I must say I was quite talented at the rugby, but after school, I decided to go into hospitality. And hospitality, we don't have as much time as those in university where they probably have one lecture a day. We were always at school, so I couldn't really go to practice that much. And I just realized that with the rugby, it's either you make it or you don't make it. And I needed something to carry in life, which is that piece of paper, basically, which we'll talk more about my qualifications. Yes.
Yes. Oh, wow. And who are you becoming?
I am becoming a man of integrity, a man who loves his job, loves his family, and just wants to empower those that are coming after him, basically, so that they know how the industry is like and just to shape the new chefs that are coming up in the industry.
Yeah. Hector, you've been a chef for the past 18 years in top international hotels.
It feels like a long time, yes. I started off in 2005 after I finished matric.
Yes.
I studied at the International Hotel School, which was in Durban. Did my in-training service at the famous Royal Hotel. And then I just moved around. I got a job as a chef de partie at the Royal Hotel when I finished my diploma there.
Okay, let's break it down. What is a chef de partie?
So basically, as a chef, you start as an apprentice, which what I did as you training, as you come in. Then you get a commis chef, which is someone who's also just starting in the kitchen. So I was kind of lucky to jump the commis chef stage to become a chef de partie. So a chef de partie is someone who's in charge of a section in the kitchen. So it's either the person that is cooking your steaks or the person that is running pastry or running cold kitchen. And then it differs to sous chef, who's actually second in command to the executive chef or the head chef, basically.
What an experience. Do you have a hero?
I do have a hero. Actually, when I did arrive at the Royal Hotel, there was a gentleman by the name of Luknaya who took me under his wing. I think he saw the potential in me. He taught me a lot at that time, and I was willing to learn and just put my head down and listen and learn from him in that instance, because he was a very good chef. He also came up through the ranks, through the olden days. He was trained with the old chefs that came from Europe, from Germany, because in South Africa, we imported a lot of chefs that came from Germany. So he learned from those type of chefs, and he basically gave us that skill that he had learned from them. His name is Chef Mzwandile, who was the ex-executive chef at the Oyster Box. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's where it started in KZN. Okay. So what does money mean to you? I mean, we all talk money. We all talk dollars. We want it. We earn it. We respect it. To Hector, what does money mean?
Money means freedom, I think. To have money, you can do the things that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So also it just gives you, like as I've mentioned, that it gives you freedom to do what you can, and most importantly, to take care of yourself, to take care of your family as well. So money is an important part of life, but it's not the end of everything else in life, but it is important. I mean, I think that's why we wake up every morning and do what we do. As much as we love what we do, but money is important. And to me, yes, I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for money, meaning that I wouldn't be Hector if it wasn't for money.
Yes, right. So as a chef, what's your relationship with food?
I love food, as you can see.
Are you a foodie? I can't see. What do you mean?
As you can see, I love food. I've loved food from a very young age. At home, I was one of those people that if something was cooked and I wasn't happy with it, I'll go back in the kitchen and try and improve it.
Yeah.
There were certain dishes that they ate at home, like amasi. I would rather not eat. I'll fry my egg and eat it with that, because food is something that I find it's a common denominator for everyone else. We all meet on the table and eat, we share a meal. It's something that is very special as well. Yes.
Yeah. So now you are the MD of Chef Hector's Table. That's your own brand, your own company. What do you do? And how did that come about?
So basically, I was working as an executive chef in one of the five-star hotels in Sentin. And unfortunately, it was during that time when COVID hit. And we were at home for about 6 months. And as you know, a lot of people started cooking. We started using social media a lot. So the wife and I would post on social media. And then a friend said, why don't you sell those meals? So when the restrictions were kind of downgraded, we started selling those meals to those on our contact list. And then we went back to work when COVID finally wasn't so bad. And the business started getting busy in terms of, it wasn't more of delivering food. People wanted events over the weekends and stuff like that. And then it just became a conflict of interest. And then I decided, let me go and try it out and see what it is. So I opened Chef Hector's Table, which is basically a personal chef and catering, and just also mentoring any young people that want to come up in the industry. But mostly we deal with private chef and basically doing weddings and all the birthday parties and stuff like that. So,
yeah. At some stage in our lives, we worked together.
Yes.
And you were known for something. You're going to tell us what you were known for. And I think I respected your craft so much because you respected it. You hosted some of the top celebrities in South Africa, and we got such great feedback from them. How has that experience made you feel?
To be honest, that also opened a lot of doors for Chef Hector's Table. Because, things like that you put on your CV, you put on your profile so that people can see that you are doing big things for bigger people. And to always get that recognition from those type of people, it means a lot. It also builds you up as a chef, especially after spending so many years in this craft. You kind of realize, you start seeing the fruits that what you've been planting to say, okay, I can see my hard work is starting to pay off now. So it was really an amazing thing for me to happen cooking for all the celebrities. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great feedback.
Yes.
Great reviews.
Feedback.
Yeah. Everybody was like, compliments to the chef, compliments to the chef. And that's how you became popular. So did you have to study any qualifications to become a chef, or it was just passion?
Yes. You have to do diploma, which I did through the International Hotel School, which is a City and Guilds diploma. That I did. It's a 3-year course. And then I also did an in-service with the Royal Hotel. So within those 3 years, you would work about 80% of the time in the kitchen practical, and then we'll do about 20% of the classwork when you're given time to go to school and write the exams on those specific days. And then at the end of the 3 years, you get your diploma in culinary arts. Yes.
Yeah. So Hector, actually, all my life, I've never asked you this question, but I want to ask you now. Initially, from the very onset, what inspired you to be a chef? Did you know that you wanted to be a chef, or was it by chance?
I think as I got older, because I come from a big family, so my parents were always working, so I was left with my younger siblings having to cook for them all the time. So when I started going through high school and I realized this is really what I wanted to do. So when I finished high school, I got a job at a country club where I worked as just a holiday work. And I was actually given the opportunity to cook the Christmas lunch for the staff. Yeah. And I kind of realized I'm actually not bad at what I'm doing. But let me see if I can take it further. Yeah. And that's when I decided to go and apply at the International Hotel School. And it's just been an amazing journey from then on. Yes.
Yeah. So it was part of the plan.
It's been part of the plan. I don't see myself doing anything else. Yes.
I hear you.
Other than what I'm doing.
Right. So when you go to hotels, restaurants, people, they always say, or the staff, they always say, this is a signature dish. What really defines a signature dish?
So I think as a chef, as you progress in life and in your career, there are certain things that you come up with, that you do. So I personally have a couple of signature dishes. It's a dish that you are really proud to put out there at any time. So even when you open your restaurant, in the menu, you see it's written chef's signature dish.
Yeah.
So it's mostly the recipes that you come up with and something that talks about Hector. Who is Hector? What is Hector love? So it's like with me coming from Durban, I love spices, those type of food.
Yeah.
So a chicken and prawn curry is one of my favorite dishes, or one of my signature dishes that I like to do. Yes.
Chicken and prawn curry.
Yes.
Okay, because it's mixed with spices,
seafood and spices,
seafood. Yeah.
The coast. Yes.
All right. So Hector, what are the current food trends, and how do you feel about them?
We've seen a change in the industry in terms of the chefs that are coming through. So the different trends are also coming in. So the guys are mixing a lot of the European stuff. And as South African chefs, we also want to take grab of what we've got in South Africa in terms of cooking our own indigenous dishes.
Yeah.
So in South Africa, the trends that we are doing now, a lot of chefs are putting things that speak to South African onto our menus. Because we feel like there's no point of cooking the European dishes. What are we giving to the Europeans when they come over here? So we're cooking a lot of Morocco. We're playing with pap and maize and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, the different beans that we've got in the country. In South Africa, that's where the trend is going towards.
Yeah.
Keeping it local and making sure that we use what our grandmothers had taught us back in the days on how to cook, and putting it in the table for other people to enjoy. So that's where the trend is going in the country currently.
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel happy about it?
It's been challenging because I've also done a competition where we were just given indigenous crops that we had to cook. We were given offal from basically a cow that we had to prepare and serve to people. So you gotta win people's hearts.
Yes.
A lot of people don't want to try it.
Yeah.
But you just have to win people's hearts and show them that this is the way to go. Yes.
You can also cook the insides.
Oh, yes.
Like a traditional way, or spice it up a bit.
You know, they said head to toe. So now we're cooking from the head to the tail. I mean, yes.
Yes.
We're cooking everything, yes.
Okay. So what does safety mean for you in the kitchen? Because you guys carry like big knives.
Safety is a very important part of the kitchen, which is also very important for us to work with our business partners in HR, because our staff need to be trained about safety.
Yes.
Basically, obviously, it's the way you're dressed. It starts from, are you wearing the correct shoes?
Yeah.
You got the correct uniform? Are your knives sharp? Are the guys, when they're mopping the floors, are they putting signs on the floor so that other guys don't slip and fall? We have to teach the guys how to carry, especially when the younger guys coming into the kitchen, they want to learn in terms of teaching them how to handle a knife, how to handle different equipment in the kitchen, because you do have very dangerous equipment that you must put guards when you're using them so that you don't cut yourself. We've got hot pans and pots that are always on the stove. So it's very important to always try and upkeep the guys in terms of safety, because safety is not just about the person, it's also about the food that you are preparing. Is it safe for the guests to consume? So that's when you start teaching guys about HACCP, how to receive the food, how to store the food, but also making sure that the food that is being produced for the client is safe for consuming.
Yes. So let me bring you back a bit. So we spoke about Chef Hector's table. You spoke about catering and also food preparation. And I think you're also a private chef, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of meals do you offer in your business, or everything? Is it everything, or you've got specific menu, and what normally goes fast in terms of the request?
Yes. So I offer everything. So basically from your traditional food, as we mentioned, because it depends on the clients, what type of function they would be hosting.
Yeah.
So they would tell you that I'm having a traditional wedding or I'm having just a normal wedding. So then that's where you sit with the clients, you discuss the menus that they want. But what's really trending at the moment are your chakachuri boards, your canapes.
Oh, wow.
People want to eat light and eat your canapes, that type of stuff. That's something that is really going on at the moment.
Yeah.
That people really enjoy. People don't want to be eating heavy food as well, so they just want something light to eat. Yes.
Oh, so you're able to cater.
So I must say I'm able to cater on all requests that I get from my different clients.
Okay, so you cater for weddings, you cater for events, baby showers, birthdays, the funerals. You cater for funerals. I don't know if they need chefs for funerals.
Sometimes people do. I think especially that time during COVID, we find that, especially with funerals, it has changed a lot. Our families are not cooking stews and pap, and they just want maybe packed stuff with juice that they can give people when they come back from the cemetery.
Yeah.
So as chefs, we've also had to just adjust to that. And also for the people that attend those type of functions, have to adjust because they're expecting a full-on meal.
Yeah.
And families nowadays just want a packed lunch that you give to the person that is coming to mourn with you guys. Yes.
Yeah. So what would you say to up and coming chefs or aspiring chefs who want to be in your space? What advice would you give them?
I think I would just want to start, especially with the guys in high school, because there's this misconception of people saying you don't need a matric to become a chef.
So it's not true. You actually do need a matric.
The culinary schools or the hotel schools tell these younger guys you don't need a matric. Fine, you don't need a matric. But when you get, let's say you do get your qualification at that specific hotel, when you apply for a job, the first thing that HR asks you is your matric.
Definitely.
Before they even ask you, what do you have? Because what most companies have found in the past is that they inherited staff into the kitchen, into the hotel that did not have matric. So when it was time to promote them, they didn't have that specific qualification, which is a matric. Matric is like a learner's license. You can't get into a car without a learner's license.
Yeah.
So companies now had to start putting people through matric, and that was costing companies a lot of money.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, guys, to the younger guys, matric is a standard thing that you have to get. Please, I've had a young man come to me. He quit in grade 11. He's like, no, I'm going to be a chef anyway. I said, go get your matric. He's like, no. He went, he got his qualification, chef, thank you. He said, chef, can you organize me a job? I sent you CV. The first thing I called is like, but this guy doesn't have a matric. How can we help him with no basic thing as a matric?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing for the younger guys, even for the parents, to make sure that your child has to get a matric.
Yeah.
You don't need any specific subjects to come into the industry. You can just come with whatever subject that you've got. You do your different courses. You can get 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, different hotel groups that are there. And then I think it's very important to understand that this job is not like any other job where you start off on a high pay. You know, you have to work yourself up and get to where you want to get. And it's all about passion. Yeah. You really have to be passionate because the hours are long. It's hot in the kitchen.
It's hot in the kitchen.
It's very hot in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But the industry has really changed a lot. You know, we came up from the days where chefs would shout and say unsavory words, but that's no longer
there. I
so
remember that.
Guys, yes, whatever they watch on TV is not what is happening in the kitchen. So I would just say they need to be passionate and they need to be sure that is what they want to do. Because I always say to the parents who speak to me, say, my son wants to do this. These courses are not cheap. They're very expensive. Yeah,
it's very expensive to become a chef.
So a child must be really sure. I always say that find him or her a job before they get into the industry so they know how hard it is.
So they can fund their own studies.
And find their own studies. The opportunities are great. You know, as you finish, you can go on a cruise ship. America is taking a lot of chefs that are working. I've got a lot of chefs that I worked with before that I know now are working in America in the different resorts. Yeah. So the opportunities are there.
They're endless.
Endless. I wouldn't advise young people to start off opening businesses straight after school because there's still a lot that they need to learn in terms of the business and in terms of how to handle people. Because this is a job where you handle different people.
Of course.
Basically, you know, so it's always advisable to start off in a professional kitchen, learn from a chef, and then just venture into yourself after a couple of years when you've learned all the tricks of the business.
Oh, wow. So the opportunities are endless. You indicated, guys, you need to obtain your matric.
Yes.
You need to have a passion and you need to learn from the chefs that have been in the industry for quite a while.
Yes.
Those are the three key things that I'm picking up.
Yeah, no, passion is one of the biggest things, you know, because as I've said, you know, our weekends, there's no such thing as weekends in the kitchen. There's no such things as birthdays. There's no such things as Christmas and New Year.
For chefs.
Yeah. So
for us, we have.
It takes a lot. to be in that type of environment. You
Yes.
really have to be passionate about what you want to do, you know.
Yes.
And I always say to your younger guys, the rewards will come with time.
The rewards will come with time.
Just like any other job or career. You know, you have to start at the bottom and work yourself up. And make sure that you're learning as much as you can from those that
have been in their space. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. Interesting. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
So what are we looking forward to?
2026, we're in now.
2026, yes. It's a big year for us.
I've seen the business grow quite a lot, you know. You know, when you start getting people texting you, asking you for different things, that's when you know that you put your name out there. Yeah. And, you know, I always speak about being professional all the time. Yes. Basically, because even with the chefs that I do try and take, because unfortunately during COVID, we lost a lot of jobs in the industry. Of course. So I've gone back and I've gotten those chefs that used to work for me and I've just helped them, you know. Sometimes you find that guys' attitude is not so great. And I always say, guys, this business depends on your attitude to succeed. It's not really for me. We are here to help each other. So it's not only the skill, it's the skill plus the attitude. Plus the attitude. Okay. The attitude that propels you forward. That pushes you forward, you know. Because I always say, if you got a bad attitude, you're not going to produce good work. Of course. Because, yes, life can be hard at times, but as soon as you step into the kitchen, you've got to just be opening up in mind and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. With me, attitude is the biggest thing in the kitchen. Yeah. And respect. I'm very big on respect. You know, I find people my age, I'm calling them sir and ma'am. Yeah. How are you doing that? It's just a respect. And I feel by respecting people, it shows in what you do. Yeah, you've always been respectful. Be welcome to whatever you put in front of them. Yeah. You've always been respectful. Yes, Chef Hector, do you have any last words? Thank you for coming. Just a last word to say thank you for these opportunities. I know I should have been here a very long time ago. you should have. 2025. Yeah, life happens. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for this opportunity. You know, I think I got something out of my chest that I've always wanted to get out in terms of speaking to the younger people about the importance of education. That education is very important, especially that matric, because that really bothered me. And I've spoken to a lot of seniors in the kitchen or in the industry to say, guys, why are we misleading these children to say they don't need this particular matric qualification? Yeah. That is the basic thing for anyone. Yeah. You know, as you're going into life, this matric is what you need. So I think I'm always open to speak to anyone in terms of guiding them through the industry and making sure that they're doing what they do. And someone once said to me, as a chef, you'll never be out of a job. At that time, I didn't believe it because people are always eating. But people are always eating. Yes. So it's been an amazing 18 years, hoping that with good health, I can carry on for the next 30, 40 years. Yeah, forever. Yes, God willing. Yeah. So I've seen you, what has been interesting in this journey, I've seen you mentor young chefs. Chef de partie, what do you call the other chefs? The sous chefs. Yes. Yeah. And I've also seen those chefs become something. And I'm like, this is Hector's doing. Yeah. A guy, so kudos to you for that. He's running Bidvest, sorry to mention names, but he's running a slow lounge here in all the slow lounge airports. So he was one of our guys that we interviewed when we were at the Maslow. So it's quite nice, as you say, to see people that you have mentored go and do big things. Yes. You know, there's another girl that was doing, she just got a job in one of the 5-star hotels in Sentin. She sent me a message and said, oh, thank you so much, Chef. I got the job at this particular hotel. I'm very so it's always nice to know that you are also giving back to what the industry has given to you. Yeah, thank you for that, because not only you were, you know, climbing the ladder, but you made sure that you push others also to become something, which is very rare in most workplaces. Thank you for that. No, I think we were just lucky to have good HR people that kept us on our toes, you know. They made sure that whatever we do was in line with the business. You know, we always fight with them, but at the end of the day, it's work and it's what got us through, and that's where we are today.
Yeah.
We are able to manage
She's not
people.
speaking about me.
No, not her. So we do how to manage people, because this is a people's business. It's
of course.
very important too, because you're managing different people, different ages. Sometimes you manage someone who's old enough to be your father, your mother. So as much as you are the leader, you also got to show them that respect. Well.
Of course.
But you also have to make sure that the job gets done at the end of the day.
Yes. And how do you do your knife? You know, very interesting.
Yeah, it's something you learn along the way.
You learn along.
Lost a few fingertips, but you learn along the way. You bend your finger. I don't have any feelings in my fingers anymore because of grabbing hot pans.
Yes, Chef Hector, thank you for joining the conversation.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to be here. It was very good fun to be out of the kitchen for once.
Yeah. We out.